Become a pilot and you can live anywhere you want. That is something that you've probably heard from a lot of people if you're exploring the aviation industry and a career as a pilot. But that's not necessarily always the case. And in this video, I'm going to dive into that and tell you when and when you can't live anywhere you want. That video is coming up right now. Hello everybody and welcome back to this week's video. If you're new here, my name is Luke. I'm an 18-year-old private pilot. I use this channel to document my journey from student to professional pilot. If you're not already subscribed, definitely go down below and click that button. It supports me, it supports the channel, and helps get these videos to more people like yourself. Now, let's hop right into the video. If you've ever heard someone use that as a bargaining chip to tell you become a pilot because you can live wherever you want, it's important to understand when that applies and how that actually works. So I thought it was important to make this video in order to tell you that not every single pilot in the world just gets to live wherever they want and somehow get to their airplane. First, let's start out with what kind of pilots actually can live wherever they want. And these are going to be airline pilots. Now, when I say live wherever they want, what I mean is that you can live off of the list of places that the airline gives you and says, yes, you can live here and commute to your base. An example of this is if you're based in New York, that is where every trip starts and ends for you as an airline pilot for, let's say, American Airlines, but you don't want to live in New York. You're already established and you have a family in Nashville, but you want to fly to New York every single trip and make that commute. I've made other videos explaining what all that means, so if you already understand that, then you have to commute to New York, but you want to live in Nashville. Let's say BNA is the airport that they'll allow you to fly out of, so you can be there. But if that airport wasn't on their list, you wouldn't be able to live there and you'd have to move to one of the airports or the areas of those airports that the airline says, yes, this is somewhere that we will commute you to work from. The airports that make this list are generally big cities that have the airline you work for flying out of so that they could get you on that and fly you as cheaply as possible. If your airline doesn't service that airport, then they may not have you, or as long as there's a large number of flights from another airline, they'll get you on those. Now, there is one other type of pilot that is able to have this same type of living, and it's even a little more lenient, and that is 135 charter pilots. Now, again, I've made videos on what that means. So if you understand it, then basically these charter pilots can do the same thing. They can live anywhere that that company tells them they can in the country, and then when they go to work, the difference is that they don't have a base. They will fly you to wherever the airplane is that you are on for your rotation. An example of this, again, is if you live in Nashville and let's say the airplane is in Michigan this week, you are going to fly from Nashville to Michigan. Let's say when you're done with your rotation, you end up in Bozeman, Montana. Then they're going to airline you from Bozeman back to home in Nashville. You basically go wherever the airplane goes instead of going to a base like an airline. Now, we got the two pilots that can live anywhere out of the way. So what people are tied down to living in one spot and they have to be there? This is going to be your 91 crews, your Air Force pilots, your Navy pilots, basically anything to do with the military and law enforcement. So if you are a Part 91 pilot, then oftentimes you're going to be based or live at the same place that your airplane is. This is because either the company is based there and they require you to be, say, within 2 hours of that airport, or because you need to be on call for whatever reason and you need to be there quick. There are some Part 91 gigs that allow longer commutes, whether that's a 6-hour drive or a 6-hour flight, but for the majority, you're gonna have to live close to where the airplane is based. So that is it for this week. I hope that that kind of cracked the either myth that any pilot can live wherever they want, but unfortunately, you can't live in the middle of the Mojave Desert and drive to work on your motorcycle like Top Gun. I wish you could, but that's just not the reality of it. So if you did enjoy this video, let me know by clicking the like button down below, dropping a comment on what I should cover next. And until next week, I want you to stay current, stay proficient, keep the blue side up, keep flying safe, everybody. We'll see you in the next video. Take care.